Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Okie smokes. Whew. I just had an online med manager meeting, and yeah, oh boy, the nice talk about that, especially since I use the analogy that I've used here, but now that I've had to stop taking caffeine because of my blood pressure, when I was taking Ritalin, I could think. It was like living in a golden city with electricity and light and heat, and it was wonderful. But Ritalin almost killed me because of my blood pressure, so I had to stop taking Ritalin. So I ended up living in a tin shack at the base of the hill from taking caffeine. I could look up at the shining city and go, wow, I remember I could think. I used to live there. But if I go there now, I'll die. So I'm in the tin hovel. But now I can't take caffeine. I've been moved further down into a landfill. I'm looking up at the tin hovel and going, wow. I used to be able to think when I lived there, but if I go there, I'll die. And I can't even see the shining city on the hill anymore. In ways, I kind of wish I'd never taken Ritalin at all, because then I never would have known what it was like to think. Now, I can only remember. And now with that downer, I hope everyone is having a great day. I have not been able to do well. Because I have not taken caffeine, my insomnia is horrible. It takes till well after 2 o'clock before I fall asleep, and I am awake before 6 o'clock. I am not sleeping. If you have ADHD and you take a stimulant, your brain works properly so you can actually relax and sleep. I'm not taking stimulants anymore because my blood pressure, and I can't sleep. Yay! And with the one blood pressure med that I'm on, which will hopefully bring everything back down so I can stop taking this. I can't even remember what I was saying on that one because I'm in the landfill looking up at the tin hovel. But I have been trying to do my very best to do other things. I haven't been able to do much. You know, as much as you go, gosh, you know, you're awake when you have insomnia. Yeah, I'm also not thinking well. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. And especially when it's midnight and I'm having to think about going to bed. Especially since if I go to bed at midnight, I'll be awake at 4. So that's bad. I have to wait until at least 1 o'clock. And by then, as stated, I'm not thinking well and my body is hurting. It's hard just to try and play anything at all with this. And lately, this has been hurting on this side now. Again. This side's worse off with the nerve compression. And I got so much I gotta do. It's raining outside. I gotta go down to the bank. That's probably gonna take forever. I said enough of the downer talk. Yeah, my routine has been thrown off, and then I've been talking to my sister. We're trying to get through another thing. We're working on stuff in my life, and we hit another thing, and I freaked out last night. I sent her a whole bunch of emails, and then I had to go back and take back those emails and go, now that I've had to think about it and I've been able to trace this stuff through, sorry I sent all that stuff, I'm panicking. So, yay. Still doing the very best that I can, and that's all you can do. My med manager said I am a good storyteller, so that's good. But I was just explaining that I know that what I'm feeling, all the depression, the anxieties, the stuff because of the situation, is that they are extrinsic forces. I may be looking through glasses without even realizing that I'm looking through glasses that give me parts of the equation to give me the sum that means life is terrible. But if you take those glasses off, you can see that part of the equation is on the lenses. So when you're looking through them, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Depression. You take those glasses off and it's like, okay, 2 lemons plus an insect equals 4? Yeah, the stuff that makes the equation work is on the glasses. You take the glasses off, you can see that. But it's not perfect, and if you're prone to depression, and I have biological depression, cyclical, one of those things that is genetic, some people have it, those glasses, you don't take them off fully, you just push them up, so they're sitting up here. And you can't really realize that they've gone bonk over your eyes again until you're going, God, everything's just, wait a minute. And then you metaphorically bump them back up and go, oh yeah, okay. What I'm feeling is valid, but it's also untrue. So, thumbs up for that. But yeah, I am trying to play video games. I have been playing Fallout New Vegas, as you've gotten the recording things. I've got, excuse me, because of payday, disability time, I ordered some of the Fabled Lands books and another Mike Landfill book. I'm hoping to, well, I mean, I will eventually get there. It's just taking time because he's also pumping out more all the time. I want to get all of his solo wargame books. Now, the thing that I also, of course, just found out about, he also sells them on Wargame Vault, which is like a, like Drive-Thru RPG sells PDFs and physical books through print on demand for RPG stuff. This does wargaming stuff, print on demand, or you purchase it, print your own. And his books are apparently available there. Now, I'm buying them through Amazon because I asked him, what helps you best? And he said, I get more money if they're purchased through Amazon, which makes it more difficult to play for everybody out there if I wanted to show them off and then upload the stuff on Canva so I can do it digitally. But a lot of people have uploaded the maps, so even if I don't have the rules to show online, the maps will hopefully be there because they're good stuff. I did ask him if I could show his books, and he said, yes, you can. Just try not to show too much of the tables, which the tables are the AI. You know, the maps and all that, that's, anybody can do that stuff, but the AI is the heart of the game. You don't just want to give that out. That's the game. So, yeah. I do have, I think, 5 of the 7 Fabled Lands books now. And there's 7. I think they're crowdfunding for an 8th one. I don't know if that one's gone through. And then the guy who does that series, oh God, I can't even remember his name. It's like Dave Williams. But he's very prolific. Did a large, I mean thick if it was printed out, you know, printed it would be thick, but it's several hundred pages, well, about 200 pages of a role-playing game, Dragon Warriors, which you don't really make up a character. You look on the charts because it's almost game book plus a bit more to make it into an actual RPG instead of just game book stuff, which is fine. But apparently, because he's very prolific, also working on another or advanced version of this. So I'm all for that. And older stuff is still being shown off. Squirrel moments are my life now. I cannot focus on anything because I can't even take caffeine anymore. Oh, there we go. Gone again. I was talking about the games and then I was going to mention here. There we go. There we go. Yes, even older games though. I've got some older games, solo RPG stuff, that from way back when, you know, 2011, which pretty old, And I've never seen anyone do any playthroughs online. Might have started one. No, I still have to figure out the gameplay loop. I have to write it down. They didn't really put it in the books. Well, I want to do that. It's Treasure Awaits, and I want to do gameplay through of that. But there's a person who was showing off that thick saliva getting caught and bubbling in the gap here. Yay. And I asked for that gap. But this person was showing off what he feels is one of the best, really quick wargaming with fantasy miniatures skirmish rules. But they're from 2003. Now, these rules may be dead in that how many people can you find that actually play them? I mean, if you look up on YouTube, there's very few people that show it off. You don't hear a lot about these things, but they're still sold. And I've bought some of these things that are like coming up on 20 some odd years old, but they're still selling. People are still getting a trickle of money coming in from these things. And if they're cool, I don't mind looking at them. I've got more things than if I sat down and played everything in turn once a week, it would become a job, a chore. I have more things than I could ever comfortably play now. I have slowed down my solo RPG stuff purchases to a scant trickle now because I've pretty much got what I need. It's just like if there's a new release, like for Against Darkness, they came out with the Troublesome Town supplement, which turns it into an actual RPG. So yeah, there's a small trickle of new things to pick up. But there's just also, every once in a while, I'll pick up one of the old things. And that's okay. It's good. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're bad. And just because they're old doesn't mean they should be ignored. So if I can finally get something done for one of these, that's a good thing. Yay. That's my view on it anyway. And I'm hoping that I can finally, hopefully, get some of the solo RP board gaming stuff done. Most of it fantasy, some of it science fiction, because again, I don't know if I'd mentioned it. I think I did, but it's science fiction, fantasy, or horror. I'm not really interested in any other type of gaming. If it's not one of those three, I mean, you can mix other things in there. Detective work in a fantasy game is a nice twist. Science fiction with a horror twist is awesome. Horror with another twist added to it to make it something other than just what it is fine. But I did mention this part. It's like, I'm not going to watch just a romance. I'm not going to watch just a musical. I did see but if you interject the things just right, because Squirrel moment, I was watching a video where the guy was playing God Out of Hell for, I can't remember if it was Saints Row 3 or 4, where Johnny Gat went to hell to do stuff. And I was watching this guy play it through, and all of a sudden, it became a musical. Satan started to sing. Satan's daughter was singing. When it came back to the main characters, Johnny Gat was singing. The other people were singing. It was a musical. And it was the most freaking awesome thing I had seen in so long. I had to stop what I was doing, and I just watched in absolute awe. It was beautiful in just how out of nowhere and so well done, especially since when they came back to Satan's daughter again, she started to sing like it was going to be a musical again, and Johnny Gat just went, no, we're not doing that again. And then the singing was over. So yeah, if you can introduce stuff like that into these things, awesome. Very, very cool. So my board gaming is things that are fantasy or science fiction or horror. There are a ton of channels that talk about board games if you go looking for them, and there are a lot of solo board game and RPG things that I just can't get into myself, because they are things like, well, board gaming wise and, well, solo card gaming as well, there's things like forests where you're trying to maintain a forest, and birds, or little villages where you're taking paths when you're just doing something like one of those cozy sim things where you can just waste time, like Stardew Valley. It's really simplified in cards, and you just spend some time, like a half hour, doing that nice little game. I'm glad that they're there. I'm glad that people enjoy them. Just because I don't enjoy things doesn't mean they're bad. It just means I don't enjoy them. Which, as a real quick, I understand that there are people that don't like a lot of other things. Like, I really like Snake 4. I know a lot of people don't. Now, there are other places out there where they have collections of fetishes that you can look at. I see so many out there that turn me off so much. It's some of them being nearly vile, some of them being vile, but not in that they're hurting people, not that they're doing anything illegal, just stuff that I wouldn't think to do, where I'm glad it's there for people that do like it, but oh boy am I glad to turn the picture off if it's up on my screen. Oh, so yeah, just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you don't like it. So yay. And a real quick thing on my cryptid stuff. This is just one thing that I think is funny. I can't remember if I've ever mentioned this before, but I talk about it all the time in my head, where I say that my cryptids are, they can't make some conceptual leaps and all. Oh my god, I think I've ADHD'd and forgotten exactly what I was going to say about my cryptids. Yeah, it's gone. Ah, I live in the landfill looking up at the tin hovel. I can't even see the golden city anymore. It was something that was amusing, something that's funny, and it's gone. It's gone. Wait. I think I've got it. So if you're still watching at this point, thank you very much. Yes, I have stated that my cryptids are nearly reasonable, and what I mean by that is capable of reason, not like, you can't go past me because I'm in the path. Yeah, well, can you please move to the side? No, I'm not going to. Not that. It's, they're like reasoning, like, can you see that this is bad? Yes. Can you see that if you go from here to here, this is bad? Yep. Can you see if you go from here to here, this is bad? You lost me. They're nearly reasonable, almost rational, and if they stand up on tippy toes, they can see the light of loosely redefined sanity glowing on the horizon. So they're not nuts, they just don't think like we do. The urban cryptids that I write about, the human type cryptids, yes, they are based on a template of humanity. Now, if a coroner was able to get hold of a cryptid body, like if Polly died and he was doing an autopsy and somehow he was able to interact with cryptid matter while still being a normal matter coroner, there would be nothing about her to show that she's anything other than human. And yet, if she was alive, she would be able to, quite messily, because it's a messy process, devour that doctor entirely, bite by messy, painful, bleeding bite. Because it's bite, tear, chew, chew, swallow, bite. And they don't kill you before they start eating you. Because why? You're going to die anyway. So they just start eating. Hopefully, you bleed out pretty quick. So yeah, they look human, but that cryptid part of them, that extra universal cryptid stuff that's still a valid part of reality and is still connected to this portion we're on, but is still extra universal organs, structures, brain matter, digestive systems, and all sorts of other cryptid abilities that are not magic, not supernatural. They are just physics and science that we don't normally have access to. Thumbs up for that. Another day I want to talk more about my poor cryptids because I think they're beautiful and awesome, and I love talking about them, and hopefully I'm going to do something about this one day. But if you've watched me this far, who knows? I mean, I'm trying to still make a major change, and this is a major change from the way I lived before. So, hey, maybe more changes in the future, we'll see. If you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. I'm trying the best I can, fighting with so much stuff to do this. I'm getting there. I'm doing stuff. I'm going to have surgery, which is not going to be fun, but it has to be done because this is only going to get worse until it gets really bad, like death bad. So, and of course, hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done. Patreon, patron, or not Patreon, patron. If you've written me a comment of any kind, I have tried to answer as many as I can, which ain't many, but as many as I can is as many as I can. Thumbs up and thank you. I do read and appreciate every comment. I do. So thumbs up. Hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done today. If you can't, don't beat yourself up. I got so much to get done today, and I've had my med manager thing, and I'm hurting, so I'm probably only going to get one of them done, but I'm going to try. So, that was pretty cool, huh? So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. You saw how much I used this arm. Not much at all. When it's not hurting, I wave it around like I just don't care, even accidentally. Didn't do that at all today. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer. In fact, if you've watched this far, if you could write into the comments, Debbie Downer. Thumbs up. Thank you much. You're all beautiful, awesome. Beautiful and awesome. I need to stop recording. My arm hurts so much. Which, my arm doesn't hurt, it's the nerves. I can't shut up today. I'm Squirrel. I can't take caffeine anymore.